Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Support for the community programming provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6 o'clock. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. And you are watching Cable Channel 15, WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. I am in the studio this morning with the chairman of the board and our chief engineer, Pete Coles. Good morning, Pete.
Good morning. Whatever.
I know. Pete and I both had great intentions. Went to bed early last night, right, Pete? We both, and neither one of us could fall asleep. We should have just called each other on the phone, did a little show prep or something, but Yeah, I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, well, I think the rain didn't help last
I
night.
know.
It was muggy.
Yeah, it
We
was.
turned the air conditioners back on because it was
It was
although
so, it was
cool,
the humidity.
It was so muggy.
Yeah, it was super, super humid.
Yeah, my windows all fogged over in the house.
Yeah.
Some of the windows fogged over in the
Yeah,
house.
I know. I went out last night to just check on the porch. I went out on the front porch to see if it was still raining. And yeah, our whole front window, which is a whole glass door, was just completely in a fog. So
Yep.
not good. So I was on vacation last week. So I missed any goings on around here. Or anything. What did I miss, Pete? Was there anything big or well, the parking lot is finished. That was huge.
Yeah, the parking lot's done.
The parking lot to back. Now, they didn't do the front, did they? Was it just the back area?
just the back,
here?
yep.
I mean, it's beautiful. It's like a freeway over here.
It's
I
still,
love it.
it's still getting
look at
cured
it.
in, but the rain is helping a lot.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
It looks great. No potholes that we have to dodge.
correct.
Now, are they going to paint lines? Do we know, or are they, or is it a free
I hope
for
so.
all?
I hope so.
Or is it just park as wherever you feel like it?
I hope so.
Yeah, I
Who
hope so,
knows?
too.
Because
Yeah.
they don't really tell me their plans because it's
Yeah.
the school department.
Yeah.
They just let me know kind of, hey, you can't park here for a couple days because we're
Right.
going to pay type thing.
Well, I was
At least they let me have heads up on that,
Yes, that was nice. Thank you for that, so that we could let our guests know where to park. But now, yeah, it's beautiful out there. So that happened while I was gone.
Yep, I went up to the Moses Scout Reservation last week.
Yes, you were working with the Eagles. What are you working with?
Working
the
with
Scouts.
the Scouts. As part of their communications merit badge.
Okay.
We did
How
a
did
show
that
up
go?
there. We showed them how to use the truck and things like that. So a little
Nice.
outreach.
Now, how many Scouts were there that were involved in this?
Just a
About-
handful.
Okay.
Because you can only have so
Yeah,
many.
well, that's
kinda-
my thought. You can't have 30 of them in the.
Right, you can only
in
have
the
so many at
truck,
a
yeah.
time. So yeah,
Okay.
but it was cool. We had a good time.
Good.
And yeah,
They liked it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's just
Something
busy stuff
different.
over the weekend, and we
Yep.
had a great concert on Friday night on the Elm Square Plaza,
Right.
or Elm Street Plaza.
Elm Street Plaza. Is that where
Really
they're
good
doing
Latin
them now?
band.
They used to do them in the parking lot, but now
in the
they're
Mina's parking lot.
in Mina's parking lot. But now they're across the street.
Yeah, they moved it across the street because it's a bigger space.
Yeah, perfect.
Yep. So we had a
Hey,
big
not
Latin
bad.
band, nine or 10 piece Latin band.
Ooh, that would have been really good.
It was a good show.
That would have been good. Pete, what time? I don't know anything about those shows. Like, what time? I have to get the schedule. What time do those shows start?
Those are 7 to 9 on Friday nights.
Actually, you know what?
Usually
I take
there's
that
a food
back.
vendor,
Yeah.
a couple of beer vendors. Sometimes
Okay.
there's an Italian ice vendor.
Okay.
So
You know what? I do have the schedule posted at the senior center on the bulletin board. It's big. It's a poster that
Yeah, Artworks.
whoever said, Heartworks gave me. I think Bill Westerland dropped it off. But I need just like a flyer. So I'll
yeah, I
have to
think
see if
this
can
week's
get that.
band is 91 South.
Okay. Do we know what kind of music?
Yeah,
they do?
70s, 80s. They're
Oh, okay,
local
nice.
band. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And these are free, right? The concerts are free. You just yes,
Yeah, you
no,
just show up.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
show up, bring a lawn chair, kind of thing.
Yep.
Is that the
My
deal?
wife went to Sarah the Fiddler Sunday night.
At Stanley Park.
She said that was packed.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We were out all day. We went to a picnic at her
Wait a
at her
second.
dad's house
Yeah.
because it was
didn't
the
show
it was the anniversary of her mom's passing. So we did a picnic with the family down at her mom's house. Her
Okay.
mom and dad's.
Okay.
And then we came home and I was pooped. So I was like, she's like, I need to go out. I'm like, okay.
I love it. Go, Christy.
She went up there and I guess
Yeah.
her grandfather was a fiddler.
Okay.
So it was like, she was like, I think I was meant to be here tonight. Yeah.
Well, it was really funny, speaking of Sarah the Fiddler. So I was having after I had my foot done and I was still non-weight bearing.
Mm-hmm.
Gary wanted to take me out for breakfast. It must have been like our anniversary or something. And we went to this place. Well, it was important to find some place that I could hop to, that I mean,
Sure, yeah. Close to the car, yeah.
Right, exactly. So we found this place that used to be, it's in West Springfield. It's right on Route 20. It used to be the old Westfield Bank a million years ago. And they turned it into this restaurant-y. It's like a breakfasty kind of
That was the
coffee type-
Freihoffer's warehouse thing for a while. Right?
Yes. It was over. So anyway, it's in that neck of the woods. Well, now it was some kind of breakfast bar type thing. So Gary said, "Well, we'll try it." So we did. So I'm sitting there, and these two women walked in, and they sat down, and I'm talking to Gary, and I kept looking over, and I thought, that looks like Sarah the Fiddler. Of course, she didn't have a fiddle
Sure,
with her.
yeah.
And, I'm used to seeing her at the senior center and, kind of like decked out in the stuff that she wears when she performs, which is, sort of jeans and usually her flannel shirt. And she was in different attire. And so I kept looking and then I said, I'm not sure. So anyway, Gary and I kept chatting and Gary went up to get something and she came over to me and she said to me, do you work at the Westfield Senior Center? And I said to her, are you Sarah the Fiddler? And we both just cracked up. And she said, yes. Well, we were both doing the same thing. And this was before I got my hair cut. She kept looking at me going, I feel like that's Tina. I feel like that's Tina from the Westfield
Right,
Senior
sure.
Center. I said, and I kept saying, that looks kind of like Sarah. She was with her sister. And they had a bunch of things that they were, going to be doing that day. We talked a lot about the soldiers' home, about the new or veterans' home now, whatever they're calling it, and sort of the progress on that and so forth. But always a good concert. I mean, you can't go wrong with Sarah the Fiddler. So good. I'm glad Christy did that. And I got my I had that highlighted because I was like, wait a minute, isn't she playing this Sunday? But now that I look at my dates, I highlighted the wrong thing because I missed the week that I wasn't here. So she was here. So I will tell you right now. So this coming Sunday, which is July 26th, the Savage Brothers Band is playing. It's a 6-piece funkin', rockin', and rhythm group featuring a 2-piece horn section. The Hartford-based band, established in 1984, has performed all over New England, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and as far as Cancun, Mexico. The Savage Brothers have shared the stage with acts such as the Georgia Satellites, Tower of Power, Joan Osborne, blah, 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 Southside Johnny, The Guess Who, yada, yada, yada. They've released 2 full albums. So
Southside Johnny's Bad to the Bone. That's a good band too.
Yeah. So, all right. So the Savage Brothers Band. So that's who's playing this Sunday at Stanley Park. And just as a reminder, well, first of all, thank you to the Westfield Bank because they sponsor that. Sunday night concerts are held in the Beverage Pavilion and begin at 6 p.m. They have a suggested donation of $5 per person, just a suggestion. Chairs will be provided and food service is available starting at 5 o'clock from the Bubble Mug Cafe at the Pottery Cellar. Can't recommend them highly. They're just fantastic. And you can check out the website, Stanley Park, www.stanleypark.org, or their Facebook page, especially if the weather looks a little iffy. I think the weekend, at least Saturday, the weather's supposed to be decent. And while we're making announcements and I'm doing Stanley Park, I'll do this other one. So children's programming at Stanley Park is every Friday morning from 10 to 11 a.m. This Friday, which Grace, my daughter Grace, and my granddaughter Charlie will be there because Gracie, I clued Gracie into this one. It's Breeze Balloons. She's really great. Come one, come all to the Twist and Shout Balloon Magic Show. There will be exciting games, tricks, and balloon magic. It's fun for all ages, but the suggested age range is for children 3 to 8 years old. And the show will run from 10 to 11. If your child did not receive a balloon during the show, Bree will stay afterward and continue twisting balloons until noon so that every child has a chance to get one, which is really important when you're going to a balloon magic show. Every child has to walk away with a balloon. So that's this Friday. And the reason that I kind of am making a big deal about that is because what I've learned as I've been reading all of the children's programming, they are set for different age groups. My granddaughter's just turning 3 next week. And so sometimes they're for children that are a little older. So this is for like the little ones. You can bring the toddlers. Who doesn't love balloons? I mean, so
Sure, yeah.
yeah. So this one's a good one because I know some of the ones that are upcoming are more educational and the kids need to be a little older. So we'll announce those as we go along. But anyway, that is Breeze Balloons this Friday at Stanley Park in the Beverage Pavilion, 10 to 11 o'clock. So there you have it. So I was on vacation last week, Pete. So everybody kept asking me when I got back to the senior center, so how was your vacation? My vacation was fabulous. So here was how this worked with the Gorman household this year. So instead of doing a family vacation where all 4 of us went, Gary, Grace, my granddaughter Charlie, and me, we decided to split up a bit. So Charlie was with her dad and his family on vacation, and they went up to New Hampshire to a lake, which I think they went there, same lake I think that they went to last year. I'm not sure which one it was. Had a wonderful time. All the pictures. One great thing about Charlie, her dad is a fisherman. He loves to fish. Isaac does. And so we have all these pictures of Charlie holding creepy, crawly, squirmy, like salamanders and things like that in her hand. She's just very comfortable with all that. So I'm glad she is with her dad, because I'm not a creepy, crawly kind of person. But she was just, she was with all of her cousins, so they had a ball. Gary and Grace were in Ireland. So that was Gracie's Christmas present from her dad. And they spent 8 days in Killarney and Dingle, and they didn't go to Dublin because Gary didn't think, and I agreed with him that would be Grace's thing. But visited some friends, met some friends when they were over there. So, met some new friends, had a ball, which left me at home alone, which was what a vacation. So I spent half of my staycation cleaning and reorganizing my house. And the great thing about that was that if I went someplace during the day and I came back, my house looked exactly the same way as it did when I left, which was really great for me. I loved it. And I spent 3 days down in New Jersey at my favorite bed and breakfast. If you're ever in New Jersey, those of you who travel, the Ampersand is located in Newton, New Jersey. It's northern New Jersey. It's a beautiful area. So I was there for a couple of nights, and it's one of the few bed and breakfasts that has a swimming pool, which is lovely. And I mostly had the pool to myself. And so I made some new friends when I was down there, and then I was visiting friends. So I got to visit friends and some people that I hadn't seen in a while. One of them was one of my high school. I never actually had him. He was a male phys ed teacher, and he was one of the football coaches, and he also coached track and field. And we became friends in high school, friendly in high school. And I actually babysat his oldest son. So between my freshman and sophomore year. So I had a lot of time with him. He and his wife, Al and Lisa, I spent 5 hours with them. And so we figured we haven't seen each other in 50 years. So we covered a decade an hour.
Sure, yeah.
Or among the three of us, because this is a second marriage for Al. So among the three of us, we have 5 children. So I said to them later when I texted them, I said, well, it was either a decade an hour or a child an hour. Take your pick, because that was kind of the conversation. But anyway, it was super nice to see them. It was really nice to reconnect. We had actually reconnected at our 50th high school reunion. Al was there because there were several faculty members there, and he was one of them, and I was happy about that. So that was great. Oh, and then on Wednesday, for the first time, I went to the McCaden Theater in New York State with Carol Palmer and 7 other people from the Totally Fun Fitness class. We had a blast. We saw The Secret Garden, which is not a show that I probably would have gone to see specifically for that show. I just went because I wanted to go to the McCaden. I've heard a lot about it, and I was on vacation, and it was a fabulous show. I enjoyed all of it. It was just great. So, and when Carol Palmer is here in 2 weeks for her Live Your Best Life segment, we have to ask her about what she did 2 days after we went to the McCaden Theater. She went to Jacob's Pillow for a very unique performance of dancers. So I haven't talked to her since. I knew what it was all about. Well, I didn't know what it was all about, but I knew what it was kind of about.
You knew the Cliff Notes.
The Cliff Notes version was...
There's an old school reference.
Mm-hmm, yes, there were, and I use that all the time, Pete, so thank you. Yes, I knew the Cliff Notes version, but anyway, I don't want to spoil or give away what exactly she saw when she did this very sort of alternative dance stuff. She'll have to describe it. She sent me a few photos with a few comments. And so anyway, we'll talk about that in a couple of weeks while Carol's here, so that should be a lot of fun. And the other big thing that happened while I was on vacation last week, which I had to supervise, was that we decided Charlie's 3rd birthday is next week, my granddaughter, and we decided to get a playscape for the backyard. So this has been like a couple months in the making. So I did all kinds of research, and anyway, the pieces to it were delivered a week ago Saturday. And here's the cool thing. So this big old truck pulls up. You know, I was expecting it early Saturday morning, and pulls up in my driveway, and 3 women hop out. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. And I got to tell you, they had some muscles on them, because these pieces, it was a big playscape, and it was all boxed and everything. So they took it all out of the truck and they put it in the driveway, and then the installer came on Thursday to put it all together. And so when Charlie came home from her vacation, there it was. I said, happy birthday for the next 2 years, and Merry Christmas for the next 2 years. There's your playscape. We're done. We're done. We're done with gift shopping for you for a while.
There you go.
And she's having a ball with it. So that was so it was nice. That was my vacay. Very, very restful and
relaxing.
Yeah, it was. You know what, Pete? It really was. There was a lot of built-in relaxation time, and I also got some projects done around the house that I really wanted to do. So it was a nice mixture for me. Gary and Grace came back. They had a blast. And Charlie clearly had a blast with her dad and all of her cousins and everything. So, you know, now we're a week out now, so we've kind of readjusted to being back together again. But, you know, it took a few days. I was like, wait a minute.
You get out of the groove and you get into the groove.
You do, yeah, you know, anyway. Okay, so let's take a short break. It is 6:17. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial, and you're watching cable channel 15 WCPC. So today's the birthday of Daniel Jones, and we'll talk about that after we listen to this song. But he is one of the members of Savage Garden. So we're going to listen to them singing Truly, Madly, Deeply, and we'll talk about his birthday when we come back.
I'll be your dream, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy. I'll be your hope, I'll be your love, be everything that you need. I love you more with every breath, truly, madly, deeply do. I will be strong, I will be faithful, 'cause I'm counting on a new beginning, a reason for living, a deeper meaning, yeah. Well, I wanna stand with you on a mountain. I wanna bathe with you in the sea. I wanna lay like this forever, until the sky falls down over me. And when the stars are shining brightly in the velvet sky, I'll make a wish, send it to heaven, then make you want to cry. The tears of joy for all the pleasure and the certainty that we're surrounded by the comfort and protection of the highest powers. In lonely hours, the tears devour you. Well, I wanna stand with you on a mountain. I wanna bathe with you in the sea. I wanna lay like this forever, until the sky falls down on me. Oh, can you see it, baby? You don't have to close your eyes, just standing right before you. All that you need will surely come. Ooh, yeah. I'll be your dream, I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy. I'll be your hope, I'll be your love, be everything that you need. I'll love you more with every breath, truly, madly, deeply do. I wanna stand with you on a mountain. I wanna bathe with you in the sea. I wanna lay like this forever,
Support for community programming provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:22. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You're watching cable channel 15, WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. I'm in the studio this morning with the chairman of the board and our chief engineer, Pete Coles. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
And next week, Pete, is Kenny going to be here next
Yes.
week? Is that the deal? Okay, so we'll have a little substitution in there next week.
Yep, because I'll be on vacation.
You will be on vacation. You going anywhere special or
Thinking about doing
staycation?
some day trips.
Okay. Oh, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Perfect. All right. So today is July 22nd, and it is the birthday of Daniel Jones, musician, songwriter, record producer. And we just heard him. He was born on this day in 1973 in Essex, England. He is 53 years old. He is best known for being a member of the successful Australian pop duo Savage Garden. The other half of the pair, Darren Hayes, wrote the lyrics and melodies and performed most of the vocals while Jones provided instrumental backing. Hayes and Jones wrote and performed all of their own music and had a global hit with Truly, Madly, Deeply in 1998 and I Knew I Loved You in 2000. Travel, strain, and other issues began to take their toll on Jones, and the duo split up in 2001. After Savage Garden split, Daniel Jones launched his own production company and a recording studio to work with various new young Australian artists. So happy 53rd birthday to Daniel Jones. And I still think that's a beautiful song. It is also the birthday of the late Rick Davies, singer-songwriter born on this day in 1944 in Swindon, United Kingdom. He died at the age of 81 just last year, September 6, 2025. So Rick Davies was best known as founder, vocalist, and keyboardist of the rock band Supertramp. I had to do this one because I love this song.
Yeah, sure.
Song. I don't want to play the song. Davies was their only consistent member and composed some of their best-known songs. He was generally noted for his rhythmic blues, piano solos, jazz-tinged progressive rock compositions, and cynical lyrics. The band's biggest hit, The Logical Song, was released in March of 1979. It was written primarily by the band's Roger Hodgson, who based the lyrics on his experiences being sent away to boarding school for 10 years. Hodgson has said of the song's meaning, "The logical song was born from my questions about what really matters in life. We go from the innocence and wonder of childhood to the confusion of adolescence that often ends in the cynicism and disillusionment of adulthood." So happy birthday to the late Rick Davies, who lived to be 81. And let's do one more. Alan, and he is still alive. Alan Menken is a composer, songwriter, music conductor, and music producer. He was born on this date in 1949 in New Rochelle, New York. He's 77 years old. Before the age of 50, composer Alan Menken had won 8 Academy Awards and 4 Grammys. He is best known as a driving force for the Disney Renaissance, scoring animated classics like The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Pocahontas. He is an EGOT winner with 8 Oscars, 11 Grammys, and a Tony. He is also known for his work in musical theater for Broadway, winning the Tony Award for Best Original Score for Newsies, which, by the way, is the next production at the McCaden Theater. That's the August production. In fact, they were getting ready. They were building the set when we were leaving the Secret Garden. They were outside working on the set for Newsies. I haven't seen that one either.
That's what Lindsay's doing at Sharon Playhouse.
Yeah.
She's doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. It's like, because that
They're
one
one
is,
set ahead.
Yeah, you have to be. You have to be. And I've never seen Newsies. I know Carol Palmer's going, and there's a group of them going to see that. Menken was also Tony nominated for Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, Sister Act, and Aladdin. His other stage hits include Little Shop of Horrors, A Christmas Carol, Leap of Faith, and A Bronx Tale. Menken described his signature style of songwriting as pop and rock music married with a theatrical sensibility. So happy birthday to Alan Menken, who is 77 years old today, has done a lot with theater productions, movie, the songs and the composition of songs. So all good stuff. So a few things happening around town. One of them, let's talk about this. So one of them is the Westfield Pet Vaccine Clinic, which is going to happen at the Senior Center parking lot on Saturday, August 1st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So you're going to love this one, Pete. So they are doing rabies vaccine for $10, distemper parvo combo vaccine for free, lepto vaccine for $19, and a microchip in your animal for $5. So this is made possible in part by the City of Westfield, Teddy and Barbara Hebert of Teddy Bear Pools and Spas and Petco Love, and it's sponsored by Second Chance Animal Services. So I think they do like a lot of animal adoptions. Yep. So just trying to, make it affordable for you to get your animal vaccinated. Dogs must be on a leash, and cats must be in carriers for the safety of everyone there. So thank you for that. You need to pre-register, and there is the scan code on the flyer, which is located in the Senior Center right on the bulletin board when you walk in the door, or you can call. Now I'm looking for the number. I think I have an old flyer and it doesn't have the phone number, but there is a phone number on the new flyer that I have hanging at the Senior Center, and you can call to pre-register. So here's how this works, Pete. So they're doing it in the Senior Center parking lot. So they had asked Mike Squindo, who's the director of the Senior Center, for permission to use the parking lot. And Mike said, yeah. He said, is there anything that you're going to need, though, like inside the building? Because that's a Saturday. It's not a Saturday that I am scheduled to work.
Right.
And so, no, we just need the parking lot. Okay, great. So I said to...
Until
yeah, so right, so I sent an email to the person from the city who's helping to coordinate this whole thing, and I said to her, "Look, that's fine. A lot of people aren't familiar with our parking lot and the way the entrance and the exit is. Would you like, we have a volunteer, Barbara Martone, who lives right next door, who loves animals." And so I was telling her about it, and she said, she would come and man the exit to the Senior Center so that people aren't coming in the wrong way.
Right.
And, we can set up cones for them just so that they, kind of get them started like we do for the shredding event. So I get this email back from the city contact, the person at the city saying, well, not sure. I think that Second Chance has their own volunteers and so forth. I said, that's fine. I just let me know if you want Barbara.
Sure,
it would strictly be traffic flow, nothing to do with the vaccines, the clinics, or animals or any of that stuff, other than she loves them. But the next thing I know, I go on vacation, Pete. I come back and I have all these people sending me emails saying, "Oh, I understand you're coordinating the volunteers for the pet clinic. I want to volunteer, like through the animal shelter and all this other stuff." I'm like, whoa. I actually have plans that day.
Right.
So I had to text.
The answer would be no.
Right, exactly. So I emailed the contact at the city and said, "Okay, listen, I'm happy to come early in the morning because the thing goes from 9 to 1. I have a family function going on.
You have a day off.
Yeah. I said I am happy to come early to just, for like a half an hour to help set up cones and show, to start traffic flow stuff for you. And then I'm out of there. Your clinic, when you're done with the cones, pile them up, leave them on the front porch, that kind of thing. But I am not here to coordinate your volunteers and, stay
I would have been like,
for the whole
no,
clinic.
you said you don't need the help. I'm okay.
Yeah, it was, it was like the oddest thing.
I've learned to say that.
Well, because I'm opening up my emails going, why are these people, I volunteered, our one volunteer that, said she would be happy to do it. But anyway.
That's what happened with me and Babe Ruth.
Right?
I volunteered to go. I
Yeah.
sent emails to the VP who I met with, and we had a nice chat.
Yep.
And I followed up with the commissioner who does the travel.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Yeah.
I sent them a thing, what they needed for gear for this series.
Yeah.
And I've heard nothing from anybody. Nothing.
Weird.
And now I got the venue calling me. Yesterday, the venue called me and said, hey, what's going on?
Yeah. Where
And
are
I'm
you?
like,
Why aren't you
actually,
here?
I had the national rep for the scoring app call me
Oh, I bet you did.
and said, hey, Pete, what's going on? Usually, I said, I know nothing. Literally nothing.
Yeah.
And he's like, seriously?
Yeah.
And I told him, and he's like, so I called the guy that filled in for me last year, the young kid.
Yeah.
He's just finishing up his honeymoon.
Well, he's obviously not
And I'm like,
available. Yeah.
No, he's
he
available.
was?
But I'm like, Jacob, I volunteered to go, but I can't come.
Yeah.
I'm not
Too
paying-
late now.
I'm not paying to go down there myself.
Yep. Too late now.
It's like, hello. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. It's you feel like the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing a little
Yeah,
bit.
well,
Yeah.
like I took 1 year off because my wife was selling her house
Yep.
and I needed to be home.
Yep.
But now I'm ready to come back, and it's like, okay, if you don't want me to come back, that's okay.
Yeah.
But just somebody communicate with me that, hey, we're good.
Right. You're right. That's my thing.
That wasn't
It's
the
like, just let me know.
That wasn't the conversation we had when I had the meeting with the VP. Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Right.
Crickets.
Yeah.
It's just disappointing.
Radio silence. I get that, especially after all the years, that you, holy
Right.
smokes, that you took off. I can remember when you were taking off like 3 weeks to go do that.
Correct.
It was like your whole vacation. It was all your vacation time.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty much is right.
Yep.
All right.
Anyway,
well,
my
let's
ranting.
and you know what? It's a perfect segue into the song that we're going to play. So you are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You're watching cable channel 15 WCPC, and in honor of the birthday of Rick Davies, we're going to listen to Supertramp singing the Logical Song. Do we sound a little cynical this morning?
Sure,
Here
yeah.
you go.
When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful, a miracle. Oh, it was beautiful, magical, and all the birds in the trees, well, they be singing so happily, oh, joyfully, oh, playfully, watching me. But then they sent me away to teach me how to be sensible, logical, oh, responsible, practical. And then they
Support for community radio are provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:38. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching Cable Channel 15 WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. I'm in the studio this week with the chairman of the board and our chief engineer, Pete Coles. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
We have a lot of birthdays today. I was trying to count backwards. It's like, okay, what was 9 months before all of this? Because we have a lot of birthdays. Today's the birthday of Don Henley. He's 79 years old, singer, songwriter, record producer, drummer, born on this date in 1947 in Linden, Texas. Don Henley is a founding member of the rock group The Eagles. He was the drummer and co-lead vocalist for the Eagles from 1971 until the band broke up in 1980, and he has reprised those duties for the group's reunions. Henley sang the lead vocals on Eagles hits such as Witchy Woman, Desperado, Best of My Love, One of These Nights, Hotel California, Life in the Fast Lane, The Long Run, and Get Over It. After the Eagles broke up in 1980, Henley pursued a solo career and released his debut album, I Can't Stand Still, in 1982. Wow, he didn't waste any time. That was only 2 years later, as I'm reading this. His solo hits include The Boys of Summer, The Heart of the Matter, The Last Worthless Evening, and The End of Innocence. The Eagles have sold over 150 million albums worldwide. They won 6 Grammy Awards, had 5 number 1 singles, 17 top 40 singles, and 6 number 1 albums. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1998 and are the highest-selling American band in history. As a solo artist, Don Henley has sold over 10 million albums worldwide, had 8 top 40 singles, won 2 Grammy Awards, and 5 MTV Video Music Awards. Not a bad resume.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Gary's a huge, huge Eagles fan. He saw them in concert when we were in college. So that was, that was at the height of it for them, because that was, we were in school. We were in college from 75 to 79.
Yeah, that was when the kids were coming out.
They were just cranking them out like one after the other after the other. I think he saw them in Philadelphia. Okay, July is Hot Dog Month, so we need to talk about that. Not only is July Hot Dog Month, but today, July 22nd, is National Hot Dog Day. So we're really, we have to kind of pay homage to the hot dog. So hot diggity dog, July is National Hot Dog Month, so grab your dog and toppings and add your own flair to this American classic. The exact origins of hot dogs are unknown, but likely their predecessor was brought over by immigrants. What we do know, however, is how they're made and what goes into them. So hot dogs are usually pork or beef, but they can also be made from poultry. The meat is put into a machine to be finely ground until it resembles a paste or a batter. Spices are added to enhance the flavor of a hot dog. Some brands also add sugar or corn syrup for sweetness, and preservatives are also added to extend the shelf life of the product. After the meat has been finely ground, it is sent to a machine that pumps the meat into the casings. Now, some brands use cellulose casings, but others still use a traditional natural casing. After being injected with meat, the casings go through another machine to link them into strands of hot dogs. And then afterward, the strands of hot dogs are sent to an oven to cook. Now, during the cooking stage, smoke is sometimes used to add extra flavor. After cooking, the dogs are showered in water to let them cool before being sent to packaging. If a cellulose casing was used, the hot dogs are sent to another machine to remove the casing. Then they're cut into individual hot dogs, packaged and sealed, ready to be shipped to a store near you. Now, here's the little write-up for National Hot Dog Day. You should know some solid trivia about hot dogs, including knowing that the term itself was derived in the 19th century at a time when German immigrants brought their own culinary traditions with them to the New World. It is believed that they brought to New York America's first hot dogs, originally referred to as a Dachshund sausage for their long shape that resembled the beloved Dachshund pups. I'm a Dachshund fan. Around 1870, Charles Feltman, a German immigrant, began to sell hot dogs out of a stand on Coney Island. He sold over 3,600 Frankfurters on a bun that first year alone. While we cannot completely be sure how or even when National Hot Dog Day was created, what we do know is that the day was created as a nod to National Hot Dog Month in July by the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council to highlight this fan favorite. Hot dogs became a household name in the late 19th century when casual food lover and baseball team owner of the St. Louis Browns, better known to some as the St. Louis Cardinals, Chris Von de Haa, brought the two together at his own amusement park. Celebrating this day is pretty straightforward, folks. Just make your hot dog your way and enjoy it however you'd like. Honestly, in the dog days of summer, who doesn't like a hot dog with all their favorite fixins? So, happy National Hot Dog Month. Happy National Hot Dog Day. We got a lot of hot doggy stuff. I love hot dogs. Like, I do. I love them. My family does. My whole family does. It's a family favorite. I'm not sure about Charlie, but I think even she's kind of getting into it. Okay, we'll do one more birthday before we take a break. This is for Carol Shannon, who is our principal clerk, who's been with us forever at the senior center, and she told me one time she had the biggest crush on Bobby Sherman. It is the birthday of the late Bobby Sherman. She had such a crush on him when she was a kid. And he just died last year, and it was like, she was really broken up about this. All right, the late Bobby Sherman, singer, born on this day in 1943 in Santa Monica, California. He died a year ago. He died June 24th, 2025 at the age of 81. Bobby Sherman became a teen idol in the late 1960s and early 1970s. He had a series of successful singles, including Little Woman, Julie, Do Ya Love Me?, Easy Come, Easy Go, and Jennifer. In early 1968, he was selected for the role of the bashful, stammering logger Jeremy Bolt in the ABC television series Here Come the Brides. Sherman was a guest star on television series such as Emergency, The Mod Squad. Is this bringing back memories, everybody? Ellery Queen, Murder, She Wrote, and Frasier. He was also a guest on The Ed Sullivan Show, American Bandstand, The Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour, The Rosie O'Donnell Show, Good Morning America, and The Tonight Show with both Johnny Carson and then later Jay Leno. Bobby Sherman retreated from his, I got to tell Carol this, I don't think she knows this. He retreated from his show business career in the 1970s for a career as a paramedic and a sheriff's officer, though he occasionally performed into the 1990s. So happy birthday to the late heartthrob Bobby Sherman. All right, it is 6:46. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15, WCPC. In honor of the birthday of Alan Menken, we are going to listen to Peebo Bryson and Regina Bell singing Whole New World from the movie Aladdin. We'll be back.
I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Tell me, princess, now when did you last let your heart decide? I can open your eyes, take you wonder by wonder, over, sideways, and under, on a magic carpet ride. Oh, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world, a dazzling place I never knew. But now from way up here, it's crystal clear that now I'm in a whole new world with you. Unbelievable sights, indescribable feeling, soaring, tumbling, freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. A whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes. 100,000 things to see. It gets better. I'm like a shooting star. I've come so far. I can't go back to where I used to be. With new horizons to pursue, I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world, every turn a surprise, with new horizons to pursue. I'll chase them anywhere. There's time to spare. Anywhere. There's time to spare. Let me share this whole new world with you. A whole new world. A whole new world. That's where we'll be. Where we will be. A thrilling change. A wondrous place for you and me.
Underwriting for the community programming is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 6:52. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15, WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. I'm in the studio this morning with the chairman of the board and our chief engineer, Pete Coles. Good morning again, Pete.
Good morning.
So I do want to just do a little shout out because I did check with Pete beforehand. It's the fourth Wednesday of the month, and that means Harry Rock will be airing his show live after mine. So at 8 o'clock, stay tuned because I think this is going to be a really interesting topic.
There's been a lot of controversy about this
Yes,
topic.
there's a lot of controversy about this topic. His guest will be Eric Hall from the Westfield Police Department, and they're going to be discussing e-bikes, all of
and
these.
new legislation that's been passed about it.
Yes.
Regulation.
Right. Regulation. Thank you. Somebody's regulating something. I just feel like it's out of control. We see it at the senior center. I don't know. We just see lots of people on lots of motorized things.
And they go fast.
And some of them are,
Some
they're
can do
almost
like 30 miles an hour.
Right. They're almost like motorcycles, but they're not, So anyway, that should be a really interesting segment. And I would encourage you to stay tuned. So you've got a lot happening over the next couple of hours. My guests second hour are from New England Wound Center. So we're going to be talking a lot about that, wounds and wound care, ostomy care. Why are seniors more susceptible, and why is it so hard for them to heal wounds when they get them? So yeah, we're going to talk about that.
I'm noticing now at my age, it's harder to. It takes longer.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. So we're going to talk all about that second hour. In the meantime, we have some more announcements, a couple more birthdays to cover. So yeah, we got it's a jam-packed morning with some good information. Today's the birthday of the late Louise Fletcher. She was an actress born on this day in 1934 in Birmingham, Alabama. She died a few years ago, 2022, at the age of 88. Louise Fletcher had her acting debut in the television series 77 Sunset Strip. She guest starred in the television series Wagon Train before making her film debut in A Gathering of Eagles. That was back in 1963. After a decade-long hiatus from acting in which she raised a family, Fletcher appeared in the movie Thieves Like Us. But the following year, she gained international recognition for her performance as Nurse Ratched in the drama film One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. That came out in 1975, for which she won the Academy Award for Best Actress, the BAFTA, which is the British Academy of Film and Television Arts Award for Best Actress in a Leading Role, and a Golden Globe Award for Best Actress. She became only the third actress to ever win an Academy Award, BAFTA Award, and Golden Globe Award for a single performance. The only other two that did it were Audrey Hepburn and Liza Minnelli. Later in her career, Fletcher returned to television. She received Primetime Emmy Award nominations for her guest starring roles in the television series Picket Fences and then Joan of Arcadia. So happy birthday to the late Louise Fletcher. And that role of Nurse Ratched, that will go down. I think that role will go down in history because there are still people, and I do it myself, who, when you want to kind of talk about someone, it's like, oh, she's like a real Nurse Ratched over there, And I can, oh my gosh, I remember in that film, Medication Time. And she had a really good interview I was reading I don't know, maybe it was Wikipedia, some of her quotes about the role that she played for that and how she did it, and kind of mimicking some of her, school teachers from the old days who thought, I know what's best for everyone, so everyone's just going to do this my way. It was really interesting. And finally, it is the birthday of the late Dan Rowan, comedian, actor, born on this day in 1922 in Beggs, Oklahoma. He passed away in 1987. He was only 65 years old. Dan Rowan was born on a carnival train. You have to love that. He toured with his parents, who performed a singing and dancing act with the carnival. He was orphaned at age 11, taken in by a foster family, and at the age of 18, he hitchhiked his way to Los Angeles. He found a job in the mailroom at Paramount Pictures, quickly ingratiating himself with studio head Buddy DeSilva. A year later, he became Paramount's youngest staff writer. He served in World War II, and after his discharge, Rowan returned to California, where he teamed up with Dick Martin and started a comedy nightclub act. The team had appeared on television before, but it was not until the critical success of a summer special in 1967 that they found fame on Laugh-In. Laugh-In was an American sketch comedy television program that ran for 140 episodes from 1968 to 1973 on NBC. The title of the show was a play on the 1960s hippie culture of love-ins. If you remember that terminology, we had a love-in.
Same motif.
Or the counterculture be-ins. Terms were derived from sit-ins. Remember those? We had sit-ins that were common in protests associated with civil rights and anti-war demonstrations of the time. So it became Laugh-In. In 2002, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In was ranked number 42 on TV Guide's 50 greatest TV shows of all time. And they did have some great sketches shows. And, it's just so funny. Some of those shows, like I can remember, that was it was a big deal. It's like, oh, Monday night laughing, and we'd all sit and watch. So lots of fun. All right, a few announcements about what's going on. We talked about the Stanley Park series. We talked about the concert on the Friday night concert. Remember that Thursday is Farmers Market Day. And you know what? With all of this stuff going on with lettuce and contamination and yada, 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 my thing is buy local. Just buy local. It's probably safe. So the Westfield Farmers Market is Thursday afternoons from noon to 5 p.m. We had Susanna Adams on the show a few weeks ago talking about, she's a volunteer there, and in specifically and in particular, she works at the SNAP tent, which is this the nutritional, used to be called food stamps, now it's SNAP benefits. But I do want to just remind people what she talked about with the SNAP match. So if you receive SNAP benefits and you go to the farmer's market, stop at the SNAP tent because you can use your SNAP card to buy tokens to spend on any SNAP eligible food items such as produce, fruit and vegetable seedlings, and all market food except for hot foods and flowers. A bonus offered here in Westfield is the SNAP match. So what that means is that the farmers market in Westfield doubles your SNAP dollars up to $15 at each market so you can buy more healthy food. Westfield Farmers Market SNAP match is funded entirely by donations and sponsors. In addition, if you are a Massachusetts SNAP customer, you automatically have HIP, which is the Healthy Incentives Program. And you receive an instant rebate when you use SNAP to buy fresh fruits and vegetables at farmers markets and farm stands. A 1 to 2 person household receives $40 a month. A 3 to 5 person household receives $60 a month. And a household with more than 6 people receives $80 a month. So if you're not sure how SNAP match and HIP work, just stop by the tent. There's a special SNAP tent at the farmers market any Thursday afternoon. They will walk you through. And Susanna literally, when she was on the show a couple weeks ago, said she literally has walked someone, over, like held their hand and said, okay, you can shop at any of these farm stands here, any of these vendors here. This is what you get. So they really, and, I think once you do it once and they walk you through it, then you sort of know, how to do it and what you're doing. But it's a huge benefit. And I have to say, I went and told Mike Squindo, our director, after that, I said, did you know that Westfield, in addition to the HIP, the Healthy Incentives Program, in addition to the SNAP benefits that you get at the farmer's market anyway, I said, were you aware that Westfield has an added benefit? He was not aware. I was not aware. I don't think Lynn Hills was aware, senior benefits coordinator. So we now have, I made up little slips like this that we've been handing out to our SNAP. Oh, and we also told the people at SNAP, because they're at the Westfield Senior Center once a month signing people up. We have a representative from SNAP, and Lewis didn't know about it, and he wasn't sure that that's a SNAP office knew about it. So great benefit for Westfield residents, for those who shop at the farmers market. So, and it's supposed to be a beautiful day tomorrow. So I think I'm going to make my appearance. And you can get gift certificates at the farmers market too. Remember that. All right. It is 7:01. We'll take our top of the hour break. We have a few more announcements, and then in a few minutes we'll bring our guests on. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15 WCPC. We'll be right back.
Support for the community programming provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:04. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching I know. I lost my train of thought. I saw something caught my eye out there. You are watching Cable Channel 15 WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman, your Wake Up Wednesday host, and I'm in the studio right now with the chairman of the board and our chief engineer, Pete Coles. We have so many things happening at the Senior Center, like over the next week. First of all, believe it or not, this Saturday is the last Saturday of the month. It comes kind of early this month, so the August newsletter will be coming out. So remember that. It will be available not until Saturday afternoon because I have an appointment on Saturday morning. So I won't get the newsletters out into the bin until probably after 12 noon, but they will be out on Saturday by the afternoon. But before that, we have all kinds of things going on between now and August 1st. So first of all, this Friday is a breakfast bonus. We're calling it our Sizzling Summer Breakfast Bonus. 9 to 9:30 on Friday morning, Callie Bradford will be performing. Callie will be singing a mix from the 1980s, Broadway, and pop tunes. The daughter of Kathy Bradford, who appears on this show frequently with Bob Plass and is over at the WOW Center. So anyway, that's happening. So you only have, remember, until tomorrow at noon to sign up if you want to participate in Friday's breakfast bonus. So I would suggest that you do that. It should be a lot of fun. And Kayla will be performing for us. Next Tuesday, Diabetes Dialogue Support and Education Group, facilitated by Jen Jaffune, registered dietitian and licensed nutritionist. This month's topic is staying on track, simple ways to maintain a healthy diabetic diet. Again, this group meets on the last Tuesday of the month from 1:30 to 2:30, so they'll be meeting on July 28th. Okay, so that's happening next week. And then next Wednesday, the following morning, Jen will be on this show doing her Food for Segment piece. Next week, Pete won't be here, but Kenny will be. And we've got like a full house. I've also got, you know who hasn't been on the show in a while, Pete, and he's going to be back next week, is Dr. B.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dr. Botniger will be here. He's going to be discussing all kinds of like sort of healthy summer things that we should be paying attention to. He's got a lot of stuff that he can talk about on that topic. So he'll be here first hour next week, and then Jen Jaffune will be here second hour. So lots happening. Also next Tuesday, at the same time as the Diabetic Dialogue Group, we have Ballroom Dance with Richie Mitnick. They also meet on the fourth Tuesday of the month. Is that right? It must be. July 28th, 1:30 to 3:30. You do not have to sign up. It's complimentary. Do not have to pay. Richie Mitnick, live music. All are welcome to dance the afternoon away. And guess what, folks? You can also come if you want to watch the dancers and just listen to the music. You are welcome to do that. We have a lot of people who really just enjoy doing that. Next Wednesday is our very first Pizza with Pizzazz birthday lunch. So we are now doing Joanne Boucher, our assistant director and program person, is instituting a new monthly birthday lunch. So each month when homemade pizza is on the menu, which is usually toward the end of the month, we'll celebrate those born that month with a complimentary indoor dining meal. Dessert for all of the indoor diners will be birthday cake, of course. I think this month they're throwing in ice cream too, so it's like cake and ice cream. July 29th, birthday honorees follow the regular meal registration process, but when you sign up, just let the staff know that it's your birthday month, and you get the meal for free. How great is that? So all of that is happening. Then the other thing that I just want to spend 2 minutes on, we have all kinds of other sessions. We have Groove sessions on Wednesdays now from 9 to 9:45. That's a new fitness class. $3 pay as you go. The instructor is Carrie Bodendorf. Groove is a joyful, low-impact dance-based class for all abilities. No dance skills are needed. If you need to sit down and do it in a chair, you can do it in a chair. Sandra Fisher, who is our front desk receptionist, is taking this class and says it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So there you go. She's having a ball with it. We also have beginner line dancing on Wednesdays from 11 to 12:30, which is after the groove session. So, you can groove, you can line dance. Now, this is beginner line dancing. 11 to 12:30, it's $3. The instructor is Jeanette Pierce. We have the regular line dancing class on Friday mornings, but we found that a lot of people were, just feeling like they weren't quite ready for that. They hadn't tried line dancing. I know Christy, your wife, Christy's a line dancer, huh, Pete?
Yeah.
Like she's a seasoned line dancer.
Yep.
But it's hard if you've never done it before.
It can be intimidating.
It can be a little intimidating.
Yeah.
So the beginner class is going really, really well. And we thank Jeanette Pierce she came to us with the idea. She takes the regular line dancing. And then the last announcement that I want to make, which is not senior center related, but beginning on July 28th, which is next week, the food pantry, the Westfield Food Pantry, is going to be doing pantry shopping for veterans and seniors over the age of 55 on Tuesdays only from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. So you can, so it's just for seniors and veterans during that time span. So they are asking families and others who need to use the pantry, you're welcome to use it, but not during those 2 hours. That's strictly for seniors and veterans. And home delivery is available for those who qualify. So you can get more information by calling 572-0802. And again, we have this flyer sort of all over the senior center so that people are aware of this. I know Lynn Hills was super excited about this. We just have a lot of people that are struggling with food insecurity right now. It's a huge issue for everyone, particularly for our seniors and some of our veterans. So, the community, the city of Westfield, as always, is trying to pull together to do whatever we can to help folks out. All right, that is it for announcements. I'm out of breath. I have two guests that are waiting in the wings from New England Wound Center, so we're pretty happy about that, New England Wound Care. So let's see. Oh, and in honor of the topic, I found a song by Jordan Feliz, and the name of it is Wounds. So we'll listen to that song. We'll bring our guests in. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15, WCPC, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Walking, broken, innocence stolen. Shadows hold you down till you can't breathe. You look for reasons to pick up all the pieces, but still you tell yourself the hurt's too deep. Would you believe me if I said you're not beyond repair? Would you believe me if I told you that I've been right there? I've seen the light coming through my darkest wounds. I can tell you, friend, that His love heals wounds. Look into my heart, let it be the proof. I'm only standing here 'cause His love heals wounds. Freedom, breakthrough, open arms around you, just like how it feels to come back home. And there's redemption, love without dimension, restoring all the hope you thought was gone. Oh, I've seen the light coming to my darkest rooms. I can tell you, friend, that His love heals wounds. Look into my heart, let it be the proof. I'm only standing here 'cause His love heals wounds. Yeah, His love heals wounds. Would you believe me if I said you're not beyond repair? Would you believe me if I told you that I've been right there? Would you believe me if I said you're not beyond repair? Oh, would you believe me if I told you that I've been right there? I've seen the light come in to my darkest rooms. I can tell you, friends, that His love heals wounds. Look into my heart, let it be the proof. I'm only standing here 'cause His love heals wounds. Yeah, His love heals wounds. Yeah, His love heals wounds.
Underwriting for community radio is provided by the YMCA of Greater Westfield. Every day, the YMCA strengthens the community through programs and services focused on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. For all the Y's many programs and services, visit us on the web at www.westfieldymca.org. The YMCA, 67 Court Street in downtown Westfield. We're more than a gym. We're a cause.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
107.5 FM, WSFD.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM, WSFD-LP, Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:16. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15, WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host, and I'm in the studio this morning with my guests from New England Wound Care. We have Emily Gall, who is the practice manager. Do I have that right?
That is
okay.
correct.
And Caitlin Dobbs, who is the marketing manager.
Yes.
So we are going to talk all about wound care this morning. We talked a little bit, Pete and I talked a little bit last hour about the fact that, wounds in older adults can be tricky for a lot of reasons. So we're going to talk about what some of those reasons are. But just the fact, and I can tell you already that I had somebody who sent me an email. She saw this in the newsletter. And was very interested in this topic. I think she's going to be there tomorrow at the ice cream topper or luncheon.
Oh, great!
She'll be there tomorrow, to get some information. But also, I had said to her, well, tune in and watch the show because they'll be on in the morning as well. So when I have new guests that we've never had before, we like to get to know you both. And so I'm going to start with you, Emily. So just tell us a little bit about your background, your education, and how did you end? Because as I always say to my guests, I'm sure when you were in the third grade and your teacher said, what do you want to be when you grow up? You didn't necessarily say, well, I think I want to work in the field of wound care. That's probably that wasn't the first thing. So tell us a little bit about Emily Gall.
Sure. Not the first thing that came up, but also probably not the farthest reaching thing that came up either. So I've always enjoyed doing that. I did consider originally pre-vet when I was very little.
Okay.
So not the farthest reaching option.
Okay. So kind of that health care in general.
Absolutely.
All right.
I enjoy it. So I came up here right before COVID.
Well, first of all, we have to. So where are you from originally?
Originally from northern New York, and then I was down in North Carolina for a while, and then came up here pre-COVID. So it's been a journey across the eastern part of U.S.
the United States, really.
But coming up here, this is where I transitioned into more of the medical field. So my background prior to here, I worked in meeting and event management for pharmaceutical companies.
Okay. That sounds like a
travel.
fun position.
I'll say you travel a lot. It's very exciting. It's very long days.
Yeah.
And then not much time at home. So that was the decision to turn away from there.
Understood.
But coming up here, it's been, very exciting working in the medical field. I enjoy it. It's very hands-on. You get to work directly with your community, help people.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that. And with wounds specifically, it's really one of the fun topics in the medical field because you really get instant gratification.
Yeah.
You watch the healing process. It's not any kind of long-term medication management, that type of thing. You actually get to.
That's true. I never really thought about it that way. I was
very
like,
exciting.
I don't know, wound care, huh?
And it's one of the places too where hopefully your patients are not lifetime with you. So you want to see them graduate,
get
out
better,
feel,
and
and
move on.
Yes.
And
we're always happy to see them come back, but also we want them to not have to. That is the goal. So. Wound itself is actually unique and very fun and exciting for me, so I enjoy it a lot.
Good. So now, was that your first sort of dipping your toe into the medical field, or had you done something prior to New England Wound Care?
I did work prior, so I've worked in a cardiovascular office prior, which was that was also fun. You do a lot of testing, you get to see patients, but I think wound is a little bit more exciting in the sense that you see them weekly. So typically our patients are more frequent. You really get to know them. You also, as I said, that gratification of watching them heal out and get better is very exciting.
Well, we're glad that you're here in Massachusetts. And what about you, Caitlin? Caitlin Dobbs, and you are, where are you from this area originally? So,
Yes, so I'm actually from New Hampshire.
Okay.
So I moved here a couple years ago. I live locally in the area. I love Western Massachusetts. It's beautiful. It reminds me a lot of New Hampshire.
Yeah, it kind of does.
It really does. And I've worked at different marketing agencies. I've worked in, for a bank before. I've worked in hair restoration. That was really interesting, especially for men.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. And some nonprofit work as well. So just different agencies. When you work in an agency, you help different companies with different needs and things like that. So I've learned a lot from healthcare to also nonprofit to just different businesses. So it was really exciting to start at New England Wound Care, just about 6 months ago or so. I just stepped on, and I've just been immersing myself with the wound care industry, learning lots about wounds. So I kind of find that I'll offer a unique perspective this interview because I'm learning along with everybody. Emily's really more of our expert here at New England Wound Care. But I definitely can field a couple of questions and stuff like that. But I'm also just learning the whole process.
You're kind of learning it yourself. So good. So we'll all learn together. All right. So I'm gonna go back. Going to go back to Emily just to start with. How long has New England Wound Care been in Western Massachusetts?
So
sort of what's the history of this? Because I have to be honest and say I hadn't heard of it.
Well, this is also a two-part question for us. Well, two-part answer.
Sure.
We brought Kate on because some people have not heard of us. Kate is our first actual marketing manager we've brought on board. Everything else has been word of mouth for a very long time. So Dr. Wayne, who's our medical director and the owner of the company, he left to start his own wound care outpatient group. And that is 10 years ago this year. So this is our 10-year anniversary. It's very exciting for us. And it's really impressive, too, because they've come this far just word of mouth.
Now, because I went on the website. I was poking around the website to kind of check things out ahead of the interview. But where did he originally open up New England Wound Care?
That's in Turners Falls, Massachusetts.
Okay, so that's up north.
It is up north, and it has grown since. So our Turners office has now transitioned over to our Greenfield office.
Okay, I was going to say, because I didn't see a Turners Falls, but I did see a Greenfield.
Yes. It's been, which is exciting too, because we went from a 2-exam room facility to a 4-exam room facility. So we can see more patients and easier flow, and allows us, which I know you touched on already, to more easily schedule ostomy patients as well.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the interview. So the Greenfield office was the first to open, but how many offices are there now? There's like 4? Five.
Yes.
So the Greenfield, and then, so how did this all, and is he the only wound care doctor? There have to be other doctors.
I mean, there's other wound options. We're one of the few outpatient ones, though, which is kind of the highlight for it, where it's not attached directly to a hospital.
Yes, okay,
So it
gotcha.
allows a little bit more freedom for patients, ease of access, a little bit quicker to come in, get scheduled, that type of thing. So,
Okay.
very helpful for patients. And then we have, of our 5 offices, we have Greenfield, we have East Hampton, we have Florence, we have a Amherst, and we have a Westfield location now.
And so, and the Westfield location, that's the one is at 94 North Elm Street?
That is
Okay,
correct,
so people
yes.
would be familiar with that. I think for a while, Kelly Pisa, Representative Pisa's office was over there. The school department was over there for a while. There's a yoga studio over there. I mean, it's the tall building, and what's the restaurant, which is completely escaped.
Westwood, yes.
Thank you. I was going to say Pete would remember that as the Westwood restaurant. So it's that building. What floor is the wound care?
First
center?
floor.
First
No
floor.
elevators, no
easy.
stairs, yes.
Easy access.
Absolutely.
And
that's
so
the
when
goal.
did you open the Westfield office?
So that actually, in the last about year and a half, we have moved or opened 4 offices of our 5. Yes. So it's been an exciting time,
goodness.
lots of growth. The Westwood specific building, we switched over in 2023, I believe.
Okay.
Okay, you can tell me if that's wrong. It was around, what was it? We always do it at the worst time. It's like summer or winter. We always choose the hottest, the coldest days to
Right,
move.
of course.
So anyone that helps us is like, I remember this day specifically.
So was the Westfield, was it in a different location, or was that the?
Yes. So it was on Springfield Road before.
Oh, okay.
And then we
All right,
moved
okay,
over.
okay.
And that was, again, same setup where we had 2 exam rooms, went to 4 exam rooms, which was, again, much more helpful.
Okay, that's it. You know what? I like the Westwood location because it's good parking, easy to get in,
Yes.
it's easy access.
Yes.
Kind of easy to get in and out of.
Very much so.
Okay, and so in addition to Dr. Wayne, is that how you pronounce it? Okay, there are other practitioners though. Are they like nurse practitioners or nurses, or who else is helping with treatment and wound care?
Absolutely. So we have nurse practitioners, we have physician assistants, we
PAs,
also have
that's
PAs, we have our reception team, and we have our whole nurse staff as well. So we have quite the collection of very talented individuals that work with us.
All right. And so now let's hone in on the Westfield office. Is that open every day? Is it only open certain days of the week? How are we doing that?
Certain days. So I'll go through our schedule quickly here because it is going to be a little tricky. It's also available online for anyone that has questions. Kate's been fantastic about keeping that updated. So our Westfield location is open Tuesday through Friday.
Okay.
So
a lot
it's just
of days.
Monday. Yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy. Our office hours are going to be from 8 to 4:30. So you can get someone via the phone. You can come in, stop by, check in, do whatever you need to do. So yes, we do have open hours 8 to 4:30 Tuesday through Friday.
Okay.
In our West.
And so let's talk about what kind of services are actually offered at New England Wound Care.
Yeah. So services we offer, we're going to obviously do a first initial assessment. So you'll come in, everyone will take a look at the wound, see what's going on, or ostomy. So both of them will be assessed first. We can offer testing, so it will be ABI is a really common test, which is an ankle brachial index. What that does is it checks the different blood pressures between your legs and your arms. And it lets us kind of know the blood flow. How's that? Is it working?
So
is it
that's
not
what we're
working?
looking for, blood
yes.
flow.
Yep.
All right.
It's non-invasive, so none of the stuff we're going to be testing in the office is any kind of invasive procedure. So everything is done on our site. You don't have to go to a different site to do. ABI is something we'll do. The providers are going to come up with a really tailored care plan for each individual patient. No care plan is going to be the same for anybody. They'll work with you, so what your ability are, what your needs are. They'll even take into account your home situation too, because everyone is different on what they can do, can't do, transportation.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Yeah, there's a lot of different factors that will go into that. So they'll build that care plan around each individual patient. Also, they'll do dressing changes. They'll do education for patients, caregivers, family, anyone that is going to be assisting the patient with any kind of dressing change or care. as well. That would be something that they do too.
So let's get into the nitty gritty of what kinds of wounds do you typically treat? I mean, the first thing I think of, because I used to do nursing home social work, were decubitus ulcers. So, bed sores is what I think the common layperson would know those at. But what kinds of wounds are we talking about?
I mean, we will see anything, which is really easy. So we'll see burns, we'll see lacerations, we'll see the bed sores, pressure ulcers, we'll see diabetic ulcers, which is quite common with our population that we see in our office, trauma wounds, anything that you can have. The one piece I will say that we do tend to not get too close to is anything really close to the eyeball.
Okay.
We don't want to mess with that, so that we would refer to someone.
Like an ophthalmologist referring for any kind of a vision.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. That
Correct.
makes a lot of sense. Okay.
But otherwise, we can work with anyone for any type of wound that we have. Common ones we see, though, are pressure ulcers, as you said, or bed sores. Diabetic ulcers and venous ulcers are ones that we see a lot of, too. So with the pressure, as you mentioned, you see it in a lot of long-term care facilities. So these are people that can't move as freely, or you could have someone...
Or somebody who's wheelchair bound.
Absolutely.
That's just such an ongoing, reoccurring problem with people who utilize wheelchairs a lot.
Yes.
And all wheelchairs are not created equal.
There's
a whole science to that. So those are, kind of the areas that, that I'm more familiar with.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize that you also do some burns as well.
Yeah, we can work with burns. You'd be... A lot of it we see is coffee in the morning. So you're a little bit tired. You spill that coffee pot on you. So quite frequent. So,
all right. If you're just joining us this morning, my guests are from New England Wound Care. I have Caitlin Dobbs and Emily Galt here, and we're talking all things wounds, and again, just for people that are interested and didn't know, I actually wasn't. I thought to myself, well, where the heck are they? So they are at 94 North Elm Street. So you'll know that as the Westwood building, and lots of other things going on in that building as well. Great parking.
Yes.
Easy access, and it's really very accessible. Elevator, all of that other good stuff. All right, so let's take a short break. It is 7:31. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15 WCPC, and in honor of the birthday of Don Henley from the Eagles, I love this song. This is the great thing about doing your own show. You pick your own music. We're going to listen to Get Over It. Get over it. We'll be back.
Turn on the tube, what do I see? A whole lot of people crying, don't blame me. They point their crooked little fingers at everybody else. Spend all the time feeling sorry for themselves. Victim of this, victim of that. Your mama's too thin and your daddy's too fat. Get over it. Get over it. All this whining and crying, bitching and fit. Get over it. Get over it. You say you haven't been the same since you had your little crash, but you might feel better if they gave you some cash. The more I think about it, old Billy was right. Let's kill all the lawyers, kill them tonight. You don't wanna work, you wanna live like a king, but the big bad world doesn't owe you a thing. Get over it. Get over it. If you don't wanna play, then you might as well quit. Get over it. Get over it. It's like going to confession every time I hear you speak. You're making the most of your losing streak. Some call it sick, but
Support for community programming provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. Visit bettsplumbing.com or 14 Coleman Avenue, Westfield. Public welcome.
Join us the second Wednesday of every month for Joe Didi's take on, well, everything. Listen to The Joe Didi Show, second Wednesday of every month at 8 a.m. 107.5 FM WSFD. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 107.5 FM WSFD-LP Westfield.
Good morning, Westfield. It is 7:35. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching Cable Channel 15 WCPC. My name is Tina Gorman. I am your Wake Up Wednesday host. We are live this morning, and my guests are from New England Wound Care right here in Westfield at 94 North Elm Street. Emily Galt and Caitlin Dobbs. We are talking all about wound care, which is kind of a unique topic. I mean, we talk a lot on this show. We talk about heart, and we talk about diabetes, and we talk about, but wound care, not so much. No, so we're all learning together. So, one of the great mysteries of life for anybody who's worked with older adults for a long time, and I have for over 47 years now. But one of the things that, that was always sort of a mystery to me is why is it that particularly for older adults, wounds just seem to take a lot longer to heal? If you have, a lot of us have grandchildren, they skin their knees, they do this, they do that, and 2 days later, they're fine. You look down and there's a scab, and then that's it, they're done. For older adults, it often takes a long time. And why is that?
So that is multiple reasons. One of them, as we age, we seem to collect multiple underlying conditions.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of comorbidities going on there. Yeah, yep.
Absolutely. And then also the skin changes too. So it becomes a little bit thinner. The cell growth slows with that too. Yeah. So you're not going to have that same regeneration that you would have as a younger person. Yeah. So we work, a lot of our products that we use in the clinic are to help that cell growth. So that's what you'll see a lot of the times if a provider's like, hey, we're looking to do this particular product or this one we think works better. It's just for the type of growth that they're looking to see or based on the type of wound, what one will work better. But yeah, a lot of it's the cell growth, the skin changes, and then all of those comorbidities, as you mentioned too, that seem to pile up and never go away.
Well, and you know what? And when you think about it, as you're speaking, Emily, I'm thinking that, it's if somebody, you have a 10-year-old that breaks an arm and, an 85-year-old that breaks an arm, and same thing, that healing process is, they're going to be in the cast a lot longer than the 10-year-old who, 4 weeks out is out running around and back on the playground. And so walk us through, if somebody who's watching or listening this morning says, well, I've had some problems, or recurring problems. So walk us through first of all, walk us through how do people, do they need a referral? Do they have to go to their primary care physician to get them to write a note to say, you need this? Let's start at the very beginning. Perfect. And let's walk us through a case. So first of all, the referral, then, what do people do? What about insurance coverage? All the questions that people are going to ask me when I go back to the senior center, and they're going to say, you forgot to ask them about. So I'm trying to remember all the questions. So let's start with the referral. Do they need a referral from some other doctor?
No referral required. This is one of the perks of being that outpatient self-owned company.
Right out of the gate. I'm like, oh my God, you're kidding.
The one piece I will say, and this is where it gets really confusing for people, especially if you're not familiar with a lot of the background of the medical field, is we do sometimes need an insurance referral, which doesn't have to come from an initial visit with your PCP, that type of thing. And we have a specialist on hand that actually manages all of that. So she will reach out if one is needed. So this is usually why you get that annoying question. We're like, hey, what is your insurance information? What is your subscriber ID? This allows us to check to see if an insurance referral is required. So that's why we ask those annoying questions up front and go through that whole process and if one is required, we obtain it for them.
Okay, that's what I was going to say. So if they say, yes, you need an insurance referral, what does that mean for me as the patient?
Nothing.
I don't have to do anything. You'll take care of it.
Absolutely.
All right. So now we get through all of that, which is great. And then we get to we make an appointment.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, because this is another question my seniors are going to ask me. How long is it going to take for me to actually get in there? Is this like 8 months in advance or what?
I love
Just
this
sort of a
question.
typical
Yeah.
question, because honestly, right now in this day and age, that is the key thing. Like I run support groups at the senior center. People are saying to me, Tina, I'm 6 months out from seeing, whatever, a specialist or getting a test done. So what are we talking about with time?
I am so comfortable to say under a week. And the
That's
only reason,
amazing.
Yes. That's why I love that question, because I know
It is.
it's not very common, especially with a specialist. You're not going to be waiting months. We try to get everyone in very quickly. We work with facilities. If a referral comes through, sometimes they do come from a physician themselves.
Of course.
If comes through, it's a stat one, they really want someone seen quickly, we will work to make that happen. The only reason I say the week as the longest is in case an insurance referral is required.
Sure.
Otherwise,
Of course.
we can do 48 hours usually.
Wow,
So,
that's amazing.
It's great. So self-referrals, and then we also do the 48 hours to a week. So it's really easy for people to get an appointment. You can call us or you can visit us online. I'm sure we'll share the number at the end, but I can just share the number
Go
right
ahead.
now.
No, that's fine.
So our phone number is 413-475-3233. And our website is newenglandwoundcare.com. And as mentioned, you can self-refer, or if you want to go to the doctor and get a referral, you can do that too. We accept most insurances. And as we were saying, we can get you in within a week's time. So that's really easy and convenient for you.
Which is amazing.
we also work with urgent cares too. So we get some patients, like say you go to an urgent care for something, burns are a common
burn
one that
or
you see
whatever.
from
Yep.
there. Lacerations are a common one too, because you don't want to wait to go into your doctor. So we get a lot of referrals from them too. And Kate's so good at networking with all of them in the area. So I feel like they're pretty familiar with us too. So if you go there and just say, hey, I'm looking for wound care or the post-treatment, because you're not going to go to urgent care every single day for follow-up or multiple times a week.
Of course. And so what can people expect? And so now they get the appointment, easy peasy. What can they expect on that first appointment? Like most people like to have some sort of an expectation of like, what are they going to do here? So what happens?
Of course. So you're going to come in and you're going to be handed initially, and I'm so sorry, this no way to avoid this.
It happens everywhere.
Patient paperwork.
Here you go. Here's the clipboard.
Here you are. We do ask you bring a photo ID and your insurance cards. Again, we just like to have those scanned on file because it allows us, if something comes up with them, our billing team is really good with working directly with insurance before coming to you. So we don't expect you to have all the know-how, all of the in-depth answers for insurance. We understand it's constantly changing. It's changing for us as well. So that's why we like to have those on hand, is it allows us to really take care of any issues that come up before they get to you as the patient. Once that's all filled out, the nurse is going to take you back to the exam room. They're going to go through your whole history, take your vitals, weight, if able to. Go through the whole process. They'll ask you, how did the wound happen? When did it happen? So these are some things that if you want to make notes yourself before coming in, you're welcome to do that. Like, this is the day that this happened to me. Put it in there. That's fine. They'll take all of that.
I'm guessing, Emily and Caitlin, that you have some patients that come in that are, it's a new wound sort of situation. And then others where it's just been this recurring for probably years in some cases of just, like it heals, but then it gets worse and now it's back and all of that, right? Okay.
All of it.
Okay.
Yep.
You got
Whole
all
spectrum.
Of that.
Yeah.
Especially with diabetic wounds.
Yeah.
They can be, they're very
tricky.
common and they're tricky to heal.
They're tricky.
And it's hard because it's nothing the patient's doing wrong sometimes. It just happens. So it's one of those frustrating things that it's not like, if you change this, you'll never have a diabetic
right,
wound.
exactly. You won't have to worry about it. You've solved the problem for life.
Yeah.
All right.
That's also why I really found the ABI testing to be very helpful as well, because if you have low blood circulation, that also leads to stubborn wounds as well.
Yeah.
So we can help with through ABI testing to determine. So if you have a wound that's just refusing to heal, there could be underlying reasons for that. And we have tests and tools that can help you determine why it's so stubborn.
Yep. Okay. All right. Very good. And so at the end of the first visit, is there a sort of a treatment plan established at that point?
Yeah,
or is it like, okay, now we kind of did the assessment, come back and we'll figure it out? Or how does that work?
The provider will actually work with you right in the visit. So once the nurse has done that initial piece where they've collected all the information from you, what they're going to do is they're then going to relay that information to the provider. So the provider takes all of that. They'll look at what's come through. They look at your whole history, too. So we grab from your primary care or PCP, we'll grab your last visit note so we can look through. Because this is what allows the provider to know, for you specifically, what do they need to do? What underlying conditions do you have? Or what is the history that may set you up for better healing or may create roadblocks for the healing. So they're going to look through that. We'll look through any referrals. We'd like to see also, if you are diabetic, we like to see your lab results to see, hey, how has the blood sugars been managing or have they been managed? Do we need to manage that differently? So they'll go through that with you. They look through that history. The provider then will come into the room, meet with the patient. They'll go through all of that with them and say, hey, this is what we look to do for the wound. This is going to be the plan. And most of the time, so it's not always, but good rule of thumb will be you'll be coming back in about 1 week.
Okay.
So in that 1 week follow-up, we're going to see, is this care plan working for you? Do we need to adjust it? Do we need to change anything? And that it's always evolving as you go through that process.
And I would imagine, too, that you're working with, I mean, I always say at the senior center, my seniors are not an island. Most of them either have spouses or they have children that are involved or siblings or close friends or caregivers or whomever. So I would imagine, too, that you're also working with those folks, those family members and caregivers, because there are obviously there are some wounds that, I couldn't change if it's on my back,
Absolutely.
it'd be really hard for me to change a dressing or put ointment on or whatever I need to do. So also working with families and caregivers.
Yes, and we'll also work if there's a particular patient we have come in that cannot do those dressing changes themselves. It's hard for them to leave their home or have people come in. We'll work with a visiting nurse too to see if we can get them set up. So again, that's something we reach out to set up for the patient, to have them come in, and it will be the number of times they come in a week will be based on, one, their availability, but two, also what we ask of them. So is it a once a week, you just need something changed? Is it 3 times a week they're coming in to change those dressings? It just,
and is some of that, Emily, insurance driven?
Absolutely.
I mean, I got to ask the tough questions.
Yes.
I mean, there are times where you're going to have your insurance company saying, okay, you can have so many visits or you can have so many visits per week or whatever. So that's a reality of healthcare in the United States right now. So
yes.
Okay. So wound care is no different than, some of these other services,
sadly.
Cardiac and rehab and, and PT
I wish
and so
I had
forth.
a different answer for that one.
That's okay, but you know what? That's okay. Again, I think the most important thing is that people are educated up front. So, because I feel like it's really important, and I spend a lot of time, and I know we have an outreach worker at the Council on Aging, Joanne Ortegas, who also, we spend a lot of time advocating on behalf of our older adults, but also teaching them. I do it a lot through my support groups to advocate for themselves and make sure that they're asking those questions up front. I think seniors are getting much more savvy when it comes to their health care to ask those questions of, well, what's my insurance going to cover? What am I responsible for? And as you said, transportation is often an issue. So if I have to come here twice a week or, how am I going to do that? Yeah. For some people, they're driving. That's not a big deal. Or they have, somebody in the family that can bring them. But, there are a lot of pieces to the puzzle.
There are. There are.
I want to get into ostomy care a little bit because I know that's really different. So first of all, when we say ostomy, what are we talking about?
So ostomy covers many different pieces. So you can have, essentially it's a stoma. So stoma is a piece where they're going to take, it's allowing waste to come from inside the body outside.
Right.
So we have colostomy, which is going to be from the colon to the stoma outside. Yep. We have a urostomy, which is going to be the bladder outside, and we have an ileostomy, which is going to be the small intestines to the stoma to outside. So, and some of these are reversible. So ostomy is not necessarily for life either. So sometimes we're doing a short-term management, helping a patient out. What we find with ostomies in particular are, one, there's just not a lot of education around for patients. So when you're in the hospital or wherever it's done, because this is always going to be a surgical procedure, this will not be an outpatient setup. So when you're in the hospital, it's overwhelming. So I know the hospitals give the patients all the information, but you have family there, you're trying to arrange transportation out, you're trying to do everything. It's very overwhelming. So to take in all of that information then is too much. So we find that a lot of patients, once released, are like, what do I do with this?
Yeah, now what? Now I've got this thing.
So many questions.
Yeah.
And ostomies are tricky too, because as you change, as your body changes, it can change the different materials you need, the supplies you need. Maybe you need different sizing. Maybe you need, or maybe your body gets irritated by a certain adhesive, so we have to switch to a different one. So one of the unique things about ostomies is it is heavily product driven. So really what works for each patient is very different, and it changes over time. So our nurses, who we have someone in training or being trained, already trained at each of our locations that can help patients with this, they're so good, they're so knowledgeable, and they will work with them. We have people that will come in, they're like, hey, let's try this one this week. Hey, let's try this product this week. And they will work to get those set up. They will order supplies for anyone that has an ostomy. We can't do orders unless we see them first,
Yes,
which is
of
pretty
course.
standard in
Yeah, of
healthcare.
course.
But then Dr. Wayne, who is, again, our medical director, he is the one who is ostomy specialized. So any patient coming in will see him for their first visit.
Okay. I have to say, I think that's, I think this is a huge benefit of New England Wound Care, because I agree with you. I agree with everything you said, Emily. First of all, my experience with people who have had ostomies, whether it's an ileostomy, colostomy, urostomy, whatever it is really overwhelming. People are upset. Obviously, this change, it's a game changer for so many people on so many levels. I mean, because it affects what you wear. Now it affects where you go and when you go places. And I think the whole hospital experience, and same thing, I've worked with enough people where I've said to them, some of them are reversible.
Yes.
And that can be a problem for people who don't realize that. And of course, not everyone. So some people, they learn to live with it. It becomes a part of their daily life. But that initial, oh my gosh. And I would think that there is, risk of infection. I mean, anytime you have any kind of open area from the inside to the outside of the body that wasn't meant to be, you run the risk of infection.
Fantastic segue there, because I was also going to bring up too that we actually, part of the reason we have an ostomy attached to wound care is we see a lot of that where, as I mentioned, sometimes if the products don't fit right, or you said risk of infection, it's exposed. Sometimes if the drainage is not being taken care of properly, it breaks down the skin right around that stoma. So we see a lot of wounds attached to ostomies as well.
Yep.
Obviously, our goal is to prevent that from happening, which is why we try to give that education up front. So for any patient, we do education as well. So if you are recent or not even a recent owner of an ostomy, you can reach out to us and our team will give education. If you want to come in and just be assessed and be like, I have questions, is this normal, is this okay, you are welcome to do that.
Yeah, I would think too that, it's like a lot of things too. You have the surgery, you're in the hospital, they send you home with the information that you are so overwhelmed that you can't process any of this stuff anyway. And then you go home and, 6 months out, it could be that, well, maybe what you're using is not really the best for you. Like you're just kind of managing. I think a lot of people go home and think, well, this is it. Like this is the only kind of bag there is, and this is what I'm stuck with, and I don't like it, and maybe there's something that's actually better for you that who would know, and if you don't kind of ask the questions. So I think that's a huge service. I'm sorry, Kate.
Yes, no, that's fine. I find it really helpful that we, you can come and see us if you have an ostomy just to ask a few questions and get some education, which is, so there doesn't necessarily have to be anything wrong. You can just come in and have a consultation.
Yeah.
So we provide that education, but in addition to the other sizes and fits and different things like that, even if you just want to come in and ask a few questions, we can meet with you, which I think is great.
Nice.
The same goes for wounds too. If you have, just if you want to ask a few questions and get a consultation,
Yes.
the treatment's up to you. We can come up with a plan and we can tell you what we think, but you always have the power to decide what you want as far as treatment goes. So even if you just have a wound and you're kind of confused about it, you can just meet with us for a consultation, and we can obviously help point you in the right direction and work with you. But so no question is too small. You can always just come in and have a chat with us.
Yeah, as Kate was saying, we see a lot of that, especially for the questions with wounds, because I shouldn't say most wounds. Some wounds are very obvious that it's a wound. Other ones, like you might have a callus on top, but you have this tunnel underneath of it that is becoming worse or is problematic. Some of the hematomas are ones you should come in and have assessed to make sure that it's not going to cause any long-term problems for you or health concerns or risk of infection type things.
Yeah.
So as you mentioned, some of them might not be necessarily an opened wound that's you see any drainage from.
Right.
But it's still worth coming in to say, hey, is this okay? Should I be concerned about this?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Prevention is
Yes.
so important on so many levels, especially for, of course, especially for older adults. So I have this brochure that Caitlin, that you gave me, Caitlin Dobbs. It's the New England Wound and Ostomy Care. So now there are a couple of phone numbers on here.
Yes, there's the fax and the phone number.
Gotcha.
The one with
So the phone number is 413-475-3233. Is that the Westfield number, or is that just is that a central number?
It's a central number. So
Okay.
when you call that number, it will ask you a few different questions. One, are you looking to schedule an appointment? If that's true, you'll go to our new patient coordinator, so that will be an option. If you currently have an appointment, you can choose the office that you're scheduled at, and they'll take care of you on that front. There's a billing option. There's a few different ones depending on what you're calling for, so that way you don't have to get passed along to too many people before you end up at your destination.
Got it. And, I just want to say, too, for our local listeners that there is the office here in Westfield at 94 North Street, but, East Hampton is not that far away either. I mean, you've got 238 Northampton Street. So is that the Valley Medical Center? It's Valley Medical Center. Okay.
Yep. So
my granddaughter
our
goes
East Hampton, our Florence, and our Amherst office, we actually rent space from Valley Medical. So those 3 locations are all going to have a Valley Medical location, which are all easily accessible.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Parking, all of that good stuff.
Okay. And now just to mention too, tomorrow we are doing our ice cream topper luncheon. Unfortunately, if you didn't sign up, it's kind of too late. But for those of you who did sign up and are going to, and now Caitlin, are you going to be there? Or
yes,
somebody else
I will
going to be there? Okay.
I will be there. We'll have a booth. We'll have some pamphlets. You can come ask me questions.
Yes, we're going to have what we call it our information station.
Yes.
So Caitlin will be there with information on New England wound care, and you're also going to get an invite to our senior options event this year. That's a big deal. That will be happening on October 1st. So I will be sending out those emails to potential vendors coming up. But I think this is really important information. I have Harry Rock waiting in the wings. We promised Rock on Westfield is on the 4th Wednesday of the month after my show. Harry has Captain Eric Hall here. They're going to be talking about the new guidelines and regulations for e-bikes. I know this is controversial. This is going to be a hot topic. So I want to leave Harry enough time to, do the transition. Usually I'm literally at the 11th hour and poor Harry's kind of trying to get in here and get set up. So I'm going to give him an extra 2 minutes. I want to thank my guests this morning, Emily Gall and Caitlin Dobbs from New England Wound Care. This has been so interesting, and I think this is just such a great service. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for the information. Caitlin will have more brochures tomorrow, I hope, at the luncheon that you can leave with us.
Yes.
And we'll have those out for people to see. So this is, as a reminder, this is July is National Hot Dog Month, and today is actually National Hot Dog Day. So Pete will go out with Perry Como singing Hot Diggity Dog Diggity, because, it's that kind of a day. You are listening to WSFD 107.5 FM on your dial. You are watching cable channel 15 WCPC. Pete, have a wonderful vacation next week. Ken Stomsky will be with us. Dr. Botniger will be with us first hour. Jen DeFune, licensed nutritionist and dietitian, will be with us second hour next week. So we got a full show. Have a good one, folks.
Thank you.
Dog, ziggity, boom, what you do to me? It's so new to me. Why what you do to me? Hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me when you're holding me tight? Never dreamed anybody could kiss that away, bring me bliss that away. What a kiss that away, what a wonderful feeling to feel that away. Tell me, where have you been all my life? Oh, hot ziggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me? It's so new to me. What you do to me? Hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me when you're holding me tight? Never knew that my heart could go zing that away, ting-a-ling that away, make me sing that away. Said goodbye to my troubles, they went that away, ever since you came into my life. Oh, hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me? It's so new to me. What you do to me? Hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me when you're holding me tight? There's a cute little cottage for two that away. Skies are blue that away. Dreams come true that away. If you say I can share it with you that away, I'll be happy the rest of my life. Oh, hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me? It's so new to me. What you do to me? Hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me when you're holding me tight? Oh, hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me? How my future will shine. Hot diggity dog, ziggity boom, what you do to me from the moment you're mine.